Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video we will be learning on some of the most fundamental topics in C programming, like constants and variables. By end of this video you will clearly understand what constants and variables are, how to declare them, and how they are used in C programs. So let's get into the video. Let's start with the constants. So definition for the constant is: in constants are fixed values that do not change during the program execution. When we are using the keyword like a constant, the constant keyword which will hold the value and we cannot change it again. We can only make use of the read, and we cannot change the value of the program execution, and they remain the same throughout the program. When we are declare the variable values as a constant, it will remain the same throughout the program. Okay, so there are several types of constants in C, like integer constants, floating point constants, character constants, string constants, and much more. So integer constants is nothing but we can store the values like non-decimal values. In the integer constants we will store the values like non-decimal values, like 10 minus 25. Whether it is negative or positive, that's not a matter, but we can save the values like non-decimal values. And then floating point, whether it is also a negative or positive, that's not a matter. We can save the decimal points value into it. Okay, and the next is a character constant, like alphabetical letters and the numerical letters and the special characters. We can store all the values in a character constant. And something called string. So string is nothing but string constant is nothing but a sequence of character is called as string. So like hello or something, the words like hi, how are you, these and all comes under the string constants. So okay, so constants can be declared in two main ways, which are by using a constant keyword, and we can use by hash defined preprocessor directive. Okay, so next, so there is something called variables. Okay, now let's discuss about the variables. A variable is a named memory location used to store data. Unlike constants, the value of the variable can be changed during program execution. So variable is nothing but which is used to store the data of the particular things, like data types. We have seen that integer, float, these are the data types. These different types of data to be stored in a particular area, that is called as variable. So there is something called the syntax for variable. The syntax for variable is there is something called data type variable name. So by using this we can create a syntax for the particular variables or variables. Okay, so for example, I am declaring the data type as int, and I am assigning a variable name as age by int age, by giving a data type under the variable name. That is the syntax for the variables. Okay, so the next is C has 32 keywords, reserved keywords, which are special words with predefined meanings. You can't use them as a variable names, which are the keywords is nothing but already which are predefined by the C programming. We cannot use that as an variable name. Okay, like the examples include like int, float, if, else, for, while. These are the comes under reserved keywords. We cannot use it as a variable name. So okay, so on the next, identifiers. So identifiers is nothing but every variable name must be unique. These unique names are called identifiers. Like for example, we have seen that we can say there is a syntax for there is a syntax for variables like data type and then variable name we'll use, and then variable name we can use the different types of words like in the variable names like age, percentage, total, sum. These are the comes under the variable names. Okay, so these variable name must be unique and it does not match with some other variables. These unique names are called identifiers. So identifiers must follow certain rules, like must starts with a letter or underscore, can contain letters, digits and underscore, or case sensitive. The variables are case sensitive. Keywords can be used as identifiers. As we seen that, like the keywords which are predefinedly declared by the C programming, like int, float, if, else, these and all the keywords, these should not be as an identifier. identifiers. Okay, so there is something called we can see the examples for this. So how we can use the variable names like sum, total, underscore, marks. These and all the examples. These are the valid examples. Okay, so invalid examples is as per the rules we should not use the letters or the digits in front of the identifiers. Okay, now let's move to the delimiters. Delimiters are symbols that separate statements or code statements. Okay, so common delimiters in C includes like comma, semicolon, braces, open braces, curly braces, and then square brackets. This and all comes under the delimiters. So these delimiters what actually do is it will separate the code from the separate the statements from the separate the statements or the separate the code parts. Okay, so for the semicolon which is used to end the statements, as we seen in the last previous video, we'll use the semicolon to terminate the particular line in the C programming. And the curly braces, we also see that the block of code we can define into it, and then open circle around braces for the functions or loop conditions, square brackets for we used as an arrays, and comma as a separating multiple variables. Okay, so on the next declaring variables and initializing variables. Okay, so when it is comes to declaring variables, as we see that we can declare the variable by using some following by syntax. Okay, when declaring variables, the syntax is we have seen that data type and variable name we can mention that like that. Okay, after that for an example for declaring and initializing the variable, we'll use data type as int and we use the variable name as count. At the same time, the second example is we use data type as float and we use the variable name as average. And the third one is we use data type as character and we use variable name as grade. Okay, you can also assign a value during the declaration. Okay, like int count equal to 10 or int pi equal to 3.14, character grade equals to 8. This kind of methods also we can follow. This is called initialization. Okay, so you can declare this is called initialization by assigning a value at the point of declaration is called initialization, or assigning the value to the particular variable, that is also known as an initializing variables. And the next is multiple variables, declaring multiple values to a single variable, that is called multiple declarations. Declaring and initializing multiple variables in a single line, like int a is equals to 5, b is equals to 10, and then c is equals to 15. By using the integer data type, we are saving the 3 different values in 3 different variables. Okay, so that is called as multiple variable declarations. For example, we have given that hash include stdio.h in the int main. In the above thing, there we have constant float pi, which is the constant variable. As we seen before, we cannot change the value, we can only read the value. And then int radius is equals to 5, variable declaration and initialization is happened here. And then float area, and the area is equals to pi into radius into radius. So and then printf, we are asking to print the value of the area by what we have declared in the above. Okay, and then finally return 0, it will return the output of the particular program. Okay, so on the next one is that's all about constant and variables in C programming. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to follow. Okay, thank you for watching.